There we go. I wanted to stream Dear's story quest because I accidentally walked into the start of it. So I'm kind of stuck in the start of it and I wanted to stream the whole thing. Also, I think people like this one. Maybe. So we'll try it. I haven't been liking the story quest recently, so I'm hoping that it's gonna be a bit more interesting. But people also really like Dehya, so I don't know. Hopefully this will work fine. There we go. Cool. It might have some messy audio to start off with, but hopefully it'll... Oh, music is on, never mind. Okay. So, the second I click to begin, it's just gonna start. So, let's hope it's good enough. Because... yeah, I was kind of hoping, because I started at F4, I went back into it hoping I'd just be able to like condense the resin or something, and I wasn't able to, so we're here now. Okay, you wouldn't think I run on SSD. See, like that. You and me? Ah, welcome moon. Run. Ah.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list?
Your mum.
Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
Nah.
We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello, tiger lady, lion lady. Lion is the correct one. Oh, you're alive.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the
Dehya,
desert?
why are you here? Get out.
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard. Not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
Uh-oh.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming.
Dehya's a nice character. Same how Kit sucks.
So I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
Too bad.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
But she said they'll treat you to the best dishes.
I do find it weird.
You can still refuse that.
I don't know if the ears are a part of Dehya's hair or if they're actual ears, because otherwise she has two sets of ears.
Why don't you just take me with you today when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady.
Like, are these real ears? I don't think so. I think they're part of her hair.
Back at the brigade.
They look like ears.
Besides, the desert hasn't exactly
Yeah, because they go
been the
down
most
there.
Peaceful place lately.
What's wrong with the desert?
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately.
I know I wanted to go. It's just that you're
Ever
kind of
since you
weird.
first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
I don't know.
Oh,
Dehya's would probably involve you getting killed.
onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you.
No, just keep hiding it further and tell us. We're the problem
I just thought
solvers.
that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya?
Nah.
Right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
And we will follow because we are eavesdroppers.
Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention.
We weren't invited. We haven't participated in this conversation whatsoever. We're just here.
Mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora.
Why does she pretend she's
My
like
brigade
a
is
bitch?
called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics?
Like King Deshret.
Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Why our armor?
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Have we?
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many
Don't remember.
smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means
Happy
bird or
music.
something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
You have parents? Genshin characters aren't allowed parents.
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady.
Why
They've been
is...
involved in a lot of violent incidents.
I have to make fun of this.
Hundreds.
Why is Danuzard's necklace and stuff very clearly just part of her skin? Like, I know lots of Genshin characters have that, like, you can see the straps on Dehya there. But that's a whole ass necklace that is very clearly her skin. It's really throwing me off for some reason.
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years.
Let's go fight your dad,
If I
mate.
don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target.
Let's fuck him up.
I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
What's wrong in the family? You're a bitch. It's bad. You're a bad person.
He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Why does the music come in for like a minute and then go and be silent
Your
again?
mother. Did she ever step in to stop them?
She dead.
Unfortunately, I never knew
Ah.
my mother.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
You're friends and you didn't know
All
that.
right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary
How do you not know
circles.
that?
Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me.
Oh, she ain't dead. She just doesn't care about you.
You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad. But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
It's just a fairy tale, isn't it? What's
More
the
or
problem?
less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the
Oh,
first or second
that's
time
why they're
around.
stale.
But after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull.
These people are definitely
He
eavesdropping.
seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an
Your dad's a nerd.
interesting guy.
Doesn't sound like he had all bad intentions. That's, yeah.
I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them.
I think it's annoying. I love Dia's design and I love her character, but her gameplay is so shockingly bad, I can't validate summoning for
Father and
her.
his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
Also, because she's on standard, I might get her at some point.
Feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Although I feel like I wouldn't really want her until you get a
Don't
C1.
worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me.
Just we'll find out, innit?
Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I
Not
see.
smuggling.
But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
That's why she didn't want to tell
Well,
people.
Now you get why I didn't want to share any of this. with you.
Exactly.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll go.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
We literally have so much plot armor. Oh yeah, that.
With you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
We are just nuts.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took him along to help.
I'll try.
I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
You come back. Dia has died.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady.
That's
All
what
right,
friends are for.
then let's
Okay,
get
no, I'm
moving.
really excited to say that's what friends are
First
for.
stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Yeah, you know me, I love aerobites and stuff. Okay, cool. Oh my god, there's a dog there. So I haven't done my resin and stuff today. Thank you, Cordial Band, for following. I haven't done my resin, so I'll do that quick. I won't do my dailies yet. I'll probably do that off stream once I've finished, but at least I'm regenerating. Have I? Wait. Am I 20 yet? Oh, I need to beat that one time. We could do that. Nah, I won't. But I'll save that there, so I'll do it later. Not gonna waste time doing that now. Hopefully the game's not too quiet. I'm tempted to turn it up a bit, but I think it's okay. Huh? Where does it want me to go? Down. It's okay. It stopped giving me the pathway now. I'm hoping this will lead me to it. It should do. Yeah, we're good. Oh wait, this isn't part of the quest, is it? This is just... Ah. I thought that was what that was. Okay. I was just doing the reputation stuff. I meant to... Where are you? There. That's a hangout and that's Windbloom. Okay. I will also stream Windbloom. I will stream the full Windbloom event, but I'm not going to do that right now because I kind of want to wait until it's all over, and I think it's all out on the 10th? That's what websites are telling me. I haven't done any of it, but I'm looking forward to it. People seem to love the event, so... I mean, it's Mondstadt, so people are going to like it. I trust Dehya with my life. It's just... They're friends. Why? What a weird response.
Oh, so you've already become like one of us?
Strange response.
Well, that's good to know. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Akhmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Thanks, Paimon, for reacting.
Still protect their own. It sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right.
Do
The
not.
vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal is Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Akhmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
Right, how does it become weaker?
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
I'm shocked when you're doing something so serious, you were willing to go into a random mission.
As you are. The Khan al-Akhmar is your father's crew after all.
No.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Why are they hiding this? Okay.
And while
There
they
they
went
are.
to talk with Khan al-Akhmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him.
Hello? What does that even
Now
mean?
that we know you'll have
Green behind the
something
ears.
to do, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Nah.
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Mm.
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
How have you somehow made this all about you again?
Then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I don't know if you can really say she's been through battles when we're the only one fighting.
I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing,
I would.
Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find
Everyone's
out you were
obsessed with her.
guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay.
I guess when it's the only woman in your group, you gotta
Sorry to hear that.
over the top
I'll
about
be
her.
sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Yeah, alcoholic Dehya.
I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming.
Red.
Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths.
That's what I'm saying. They're obsessed. They see one girl. Oh
Silence
my
and
god.
weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
This is a man moment.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Just don't be weirdos.
Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like
Are
that.
you kidding
You
me?
know me?
Not the response I expected.
All right. We can tell you about it later.
Basically,
Now,
girls
so-
came over and that was it.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Don't dare.
Are they always like this?
More or less.
God, the
There aren't
people here
many
are so
rules or
pasty. The
phrases
sun
when it
just
comes to
shines off of them.
We're used to just speaking our
It's so
minds.
bright.
If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight.
Sounds
But we also don't tend
uncouth.
to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything
What was
quiet
that?
and talking about it.
D, I'm sorry, I haven't listened to a word you said. What?
Talk to them.
Don't follow
Wanna
them.
laugh?
That's so
I'll laugh.
silly.
If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them.
Oh
It's hard to
dear.
stop once you get used to it.
She got a headache from turning her
I never
head.
do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Oh, that's fun. That's silly.
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
I can't believe them all just running around like that. That was silly.
Now, like I said, the two ladies Dehya brought with her were also like super mercs. I'm talking same level as Flame Mane here. Oh, you should have seen it. The aura of the two of them when they were standing together, it was incredible. I was just at a loss for words, that's all.
Oh, so pathetic.
Hey! Shut up!
Dumb. 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 Shade upon red silk. That's a title. Bing bong. Right, so now we wait.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time.
Do you have any cards? Genius Invocation
One will fight one
2CG.
way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
Yeah, so does Paimon. Paimon, go. Go
I'm
fight,
not
go.
worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
Okay. Better that than we stand there and he goes, wait until blah blah.
Here they come. You ready?
Nah.
Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Why are we gonna catch him? God! No. Oh, we're dear. Oh my god. What's the build? 90 crit rate, 91 crit damage. With the SIG. With noblesse. C3. Why have we got noblesse? It's so silly. Hello.
Unleash.
Oh, I'm not gonna bother. She's so nuts. She did it. Wow.
You're the Flame Main.
Hello.
That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds.
Ooh.
You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Let her do it.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Sorry? Was that meant to be that he stabbed himself?
Crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue.
Oh.
Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
The bleeding of Santa's mouth became... Wow.
I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from
You
the pain.
weak bitch.
Why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Nah, interrogate.
Don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find
Sorry,
some.
what happened if we kill all the other mercs?
I'm really sorry.
Oh. I'm not. Look at this idiot. So no, it's not gravely injured. I'll probably wake up soon. It should be okay to leave him here for a while. Sure, let me just make sure we know where to leave him.
Stabilize.
There. We know where he is now, and he can't leave. He'll stay there. There are some weapons in the boxes, as well as a bunch of medicine and bandages. It seems Dakan al-Ahmar is really up to no good. Let me turn that off. There are a lot of daily necessities like food and water in the boxes. It doesn't seem like there's anything noteworthy. Can I hit that thing from here? I can, but I just missed. That one was too high. Did it hit? It started spinning, so I think it might have been hit. Nope. I'm just missing.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti.
Okay.
All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been
There was a long
trading for
pause.
a supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one
There
was
he
marked with
is.
an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
Maybe the more time to cancel each other out. What?
Perhaps.
What?
They couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homoyani? You mean Dunyarzad's family?
Is that her last name? I don't know.
Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father and the head of the
Creepy
Homayani
music.
family. Just what the heck is going on here?
Let's analyze it.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayani
Dunyarzad is a traitor.
and don't know they've been trading with Dakana?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos.
If Shazam was actually aware of this, then perhaps he's been supplying the brigade's operations this entire time.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea.
Thinks it's
I've
fun.
been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But
Nah, she'd do
what
it.
should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If we want to get to the bottom of this, we won't be able to turn back.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis.
I don't.
Let's go find my lady
Nah.
again. We'll tell her
We're gonna
everything
lock up her
and
dad.
see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakana Lakmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the
Okay, well, it's Dunyarzad.
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right.
Fair enough.
Everyone wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
I don't.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Criminal. True criminal. No excusing it. There is no way that she could possibly be innocent. Oh, Dunyarzad, we have your arrest warrant. Arrest warrant. Arrest warrant right here. Saying an R and then a W and then thinking ahead of it is really weird. Arrest warrant. Arrest warrant. You're right.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Your dad is prison locking
We're
worthy.
still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
To you,
Something
actually.
like that.
Oh, your eyes flicked for a second and that wasn't good.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
Your father is actually the issue.
Something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet.
Okay. Paimon? Sure. But recently, only at chiming in like every, I don't know, 12 dialogue lines to just talk about herself. Me? What do you mean?
On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted,
That's true,
"Junior's
actually.
on. We're back."
That's fair. Okay.
So tell me.
We've also met you like twice.
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father?
Yeah.
I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can.
He gave you Elazar. Do you manage to explain the results of the investigation to Dunyazad?
My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
Nah.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me.
Now I'm gonna go tell
You
him.
told me everything you know. I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while.
What? No way.
I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
Woman.
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Okay, why is this such like a big?
Maybe
I don't
the
think it's a
Corps
big
of
thing.
Just didn't have anyone available, or maybe.
I think I'm sure it will end up
many
being a
of
big
us
thing, but that
aren't
doesn't
as
seem like a big thing to
intentional.
read into.
I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence?
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life.
But you're also the one to be the most
That
skeptical.
still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Probably not.
Sorry we put all of this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same.
Damn.
However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's alright, Dehya.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're doing
If
something
anyone were to
wrong.
ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't
Yeah,
have
she
to
won't do that.
way. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about friendship again?
Trust and stuff.
Right, yeah, trust. You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
If your trust hasn't been misplaced, then he probably has many conflicting feelings as well.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
Usual place?
My sword will be ready. I'm gonna beat him up. We're gonna dunk him. You best talk or you're going in the river. Or, yeah, it's a river.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
The explanation to Shahzaman, I can't say, admits her doubts to him.
That's what you found. Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
Well, let's make it easy.
Never mind. We'd like an explanation.
Well,
No.
it's a long and difficult.
Ah, they're just gonna beat him up.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know,
You're not.
though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me, and I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price, and sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss.
Oh, the writing's kind of good for this.
Both believed that. Of course,
Is he
you have
dead?
the right to seek and learn the truth, but
We believed that. Why the past tense?
the facts of this matter may reduce
Because you don't know anymore?
everything you've
Or is he
built for
dead?
yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
Okay, but that's like
His
fine by her.
Heartfelt efforts. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as
He's the
head of
puppet
Homeyoung
master.
family.
He's been pulling the
No warning
strings.
will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our
She's not doing
family
shit, that
once
one
needed to take a
trolling.
trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby
The dad's
Eremites
group.
lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's
Yeah,
brigade,
okay.
Dekhan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekhan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
You were a baby.
He
Like,
said he had no
I don't remember
particular
that.
reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
okay, what's the
It was
problem?
many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door.
No way, her dad's a generic NPC.
Strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard?
Where's he
will come in
gone?
handy one day?
Why has he left?
I was completely
Okay.
lost at
Felt the
first,
camera should have followed him.
until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Okay, yeah, that's
Indeed.
kind of what Dunyarzad was
Didn't say it out
implying.
loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay.
Someone needs to get that box. Oh, you can't see it. There's a box just in the water.
However much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always sent me funds anyway.
How long ago was this?
Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The
So
letter
Dehya's been a
contained
bodyguard for
request
years.
to help him buy
How old
food,
is she?
weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait, isn't that around the time that Dekhan al-Akhmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk.
But by the same token, he should have always also stopped asking you.
That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me
That's fair.
feel
I
least
mean,
guilty.
okay.
about
He's not a
myself.
bad person.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world.
He's become
If all he
corrupted.
wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no, Dehya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Can you try and believe in him just one more time? Or just, yeah, actually give him benefit of the doubt, go meet him, and then make an opinion.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I can do it.
Dehya's really good. She's a really
Guess you
well-written
do have a
character.
point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet.
She's a nice character who's not just overly nice for no reason.
Actions and reasoning for these last few
Like
weeks.
Yoimiya, but again,
I'll do my
Yoimiya's fine
best
because
to
it's just
help.
Yoimiya doing it, not
Of
like a
course,
bunch of characters with the
anything
exact same
between the two of
personality.
them would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30.
So that's how this story's going to go. We keep popping between person and person.
To Khan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet.
He's gonna kill
My father has
Dunyazad.
indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem.
He had a moral dilemma in his head, I get it.
Our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the core of 30 and let them render judgment.
Nah, we do it.
I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
No, we'll mess him up. Also, we know Sino, who will help us. Let's go talk to Sino, our best friend. Well known. Sino, we have some legal trouble. What do you think of this? And he'll go, my G. Genius Invocation TCG, new update just dropped, new cards just released. So it won't actually help us that much, but it's at least in character for him. What do I have these? Oh, because I did the requests? Yeah. Yummy. Wait. Oh, he's above me? Okay. Me, the alcoholic, you're me. Huh? Oh, outside the tavern, I've been dumb. I thought it was telling me to go in. Was there not a thing telling me to go in? Did I make that up? Am I a fraud? No, there was just a circle around it. Anyway, hi, Jawad. You. You're being confronted by firework.
Who are you guys?
I saw her glitch a bit because your Emir was in the way.
Up to smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps. Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private.
Okay, but we decide where, so you can't ambush us.
This place should do. Alright. Back to my question.
We moved a few feet.
What do you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dekhan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Nah.
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, jeez.
Not when he's only after money.
I promise you'll put in some nice words for me later.
That's what she just said.
They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my
Give me a
delivery to
map.
the desert. Feel free to
Oh,
go.
I thought you did.
I'm just telling you though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Well, you're trying to
Really?
control the
How do I
situation.
know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move.
Well, that's... Well, I mean, he could still
For
just
you,
go, you know.
Try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
Well, surely the Corps know that they're doing some criminal activity. No? Are they just bad? Meow. You would think. But I suppose not. New. Hello? I've missed a time trial. They call me the aimer. Don't you start this challenge. Okay, good. I got it. Just close enough, or far enough.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves.
Ooh, the setting's nice and pretty. The desert's nice at night.
I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
This is all.
And with the Geo Archon. Dia's gonna fuck him up. Oh, okay, well, bang. God, I'm never gonna be able to ult with her. She doesn't have enough energy.
Haven't you all done enough?
So are you also here to stop us?
What do you mean by that?
It's got nothing to do with you.
No, my sword.
Oh wow, 2 waves. That wasn't very difficult.
She's so strong.
Yeah, we took out all of them.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore.
He's dead.
Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need
I feel like he's dead and the person requesting wasn't
All right,
him.
everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore.
He's dead.
He died a long time ago.
Yeah.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
So, okay. Revenge and turning.
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail.
Because I thought they were escaping records.
That's precisely
Or
it.
their records.
Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's relics who didn't know about it.
And it never slipped through the
Ever
cracks.
since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of
Was there a
excuses
line there?
and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So even the blazing beasts were...
Yep, It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more.
Okay, wait. If I had to criticize this story, right? Because actually, I'm quite into this story, considering the fact normally I don't care about these story quests. Do you remember? I know she had that final argument with him, but she didn't make it sound like when she was repeating her experiences with him that he was a bad person. And if he's doing everything because he clearly cares about her, how hasn't she picked up on that? How has she been so oblivious to it during her life and in the desert? I mean, sure, she might not have realized that he was pulling the strings, but how didn't she realize that she cared? And if she thought he cared, and then later when he doesn't care, did she not think back and go, actually, maybe he did? Did she not have any doubts? Because instead she just hated him. I feel like that bit wasn't properly explained enough, her past with him. Because they sounded like they got on just fine. And now she hates him because of the first act he's done. But they just said they had that one final argument where she left him. I've probably missed something. It's probably my fault, but I just don't get why she can dislike him so much. When everyone in the group, and then thusly she should kind of as well, knew how much he cared about her. I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know.
His words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge.
Can you not see how that goes against his morals, though?
It's quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end.
Pedestrians haven't been the only
There were people
victims.
from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
Do you not
We've
see the
suffered
issue with
plenty
that?
of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies, from food and medicine to weaponry and explosives. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
Responding to violence with more violence will only cause more pain. Yeah.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life.
But you're dumb. You're
Boss
just dumb.
always
That doesn't
loved
make
his
sense.
old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself.
If
for
you
someone,
respect him, you go with what he
and you
fought
always
for.
laugh at him
Don't go
for it.
against it.
But in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya.
It doesn't make no
I know
sense.
you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya? You wanna go with them?
But don't let them attack random people.
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil.
What? I know they're not bad. That goes against the entire point of the story. If you grew up with them, knew they weren't bad people for the whole time, then why did we just go and assault them? The whole point of this story is like, I want revenge, I want answers. They're doing something wrong. I know they're not bad people. Some situations get bad. What do you mean? What does that mean? You can't. That's a complete 180. Oh, no. No. I don't get that. That's
All I
silly.
know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there.
That's fine, but they've done so much wrong.
In this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
I'm not on your side, but I made a promise. This makes no it's so silly. Sure, the other people have done more wrong, right? Let's say we're bad, these are bad people here, but they are worse people. These people here have still done crimes and made victims and forged handwriting of your deceased father to go and attack more people and to loot more people and to do more wrong. These are bad people. They're not, oh, they're good people, I've known them my whole life. No, they're bad people. It's just these are worse people. So don't help either of them. You want to go and deal with the core of that, not the core of 30, with the Shreds, whatever? Go ahead. Be my guest. But this makes no sense. This is such a flip. I don't get this story. I don't understand.
Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
Deter suspension. Death. This story, this story is silly. I was invested until now. I think they killed it. I think they killed it just then. Yeah, I know you mentioned that you were getting suspended. Don't particularly remember what for, but I do remember you telling me you were getting suspended. Oh no, maybe I'm mistaking that with you telling me you were banned from the library. I don't know. Can we tell? There we go.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Yeah, in fact we're able to.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left.
Most switch to the school's history. Damn, that's just bad of you.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here.
Life, I guess. No, don't get suspended. Don't do things while getting suspended.
We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left.
Not going to agree with you on that. Personally, went to school, never got suspended. It's not even me. If you've been having the record for the most suspended in the entire school's history, then it sounds like it was you. I don't think that just happens. Maybe not this situation, but in general, that's a lot of suspensions to just randomly happen to someone. I've all through situations like this before.
We'll know what they're really capable of.
Oh, the
once we
lighting in
get
here
some
is funky.
hits on 'em. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
We're going in. We're only doing it with Dehya. We're not fighting. It's only Dehya. Dehya solo. Does this do anything? Oh wait, does that eat it? I'll deal with this. With Dehya only. Okay, this is gonna take forever. Look, it's still Dehya only. Just give me 1 second because she's on cooldown. She's just on a bit of cooldown, it's fine. She's on cooldown. She's on cooldown. It's not. She's on cooldown. Her cooldown might almost be over in a second. Okay. I'm gonna assume that this is the last enemy. If there's another, I'll burst. See, she was just on cooldown.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
First time swearing at a teacher, that's dumb. Second time for us kicking a student in the head, that's worse. This time was defending myself in a fight, but how did the fight start? Why was there a fight in the first place? Oh.
Hey, you guys okay?
Why did we take so long to do anything?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down.
Also, you guys got hit a lot and you were fine, so...
The sooner we can make it through to help them, the
Hello?
better.
Let's see.
I think I know the way.
I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. There's probably some hidden chests I'm not seeing, but I'm not too fast. Weird. Chat and shut down to fuck off, tried sucker punching me. I duck and wanted him with a right. I don't care about the details of the fight, but... There's something wrong with your school then.
Let's get rise. You're dead meat.
Go, 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 go! Yeah!
Nowhere to run.
Oz revealed us up. Okay. But yeah, you can say that. I don't care about that. If that sequence of events went exactly the way you said, and they tried sucker punching you, you then duck, right hook him, and then you slam his head into a concrete floor, you're in the wrong. That's not defending yourself at that point. If someone attacks you, genuinely, if someone hits you, not someone with a weapon or something like that, and you're able to stop them attacking you, then you leave the fight. You will get out of the way, you push them away, and you go, fuck off. Don't continue fighting. Don't slam their head into a floor. You're going to get in trouble.
Still, I hope that one day they'll be able to find.
When you push them away, you go, piss off, or I'm going to have to get someone.
Sandstorms behind.
Because otherwise you're stooping to their level and then you're just as bad as them. It's not defending yourself at that point if you're assaulting someone.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being.
Which is why I
blocked
hate
off
school,
in the middle.
because no one has that kind of mindset.
Just need to adjust it a little.
does it mean adjust it a little? Does it want me to lower this? And then change this color? And then rotate this so it actually lines up with it. Oh, I see. There. And now we can lower this. There we go.
I see everything. By royal decree.
Surrender!
Oh, I forgot to shield. Let's put a shield.
Solidify! Order guide you!
Committed to memory.
Hello. I mean, this Dehya isn't good, but also she's on Noblesse and has a 91 crit rate. Crit damage. You read that, huh?
Stabilize!
So let's do this. Oh yeah, try to fuck. Yeah. She's so powerful. She's so strong. I mean, okay. Oh yeah, Michael. By the way, if it wasn't clear, she's on obviously the cool set, so her damage is really good. Dehya is 4-star level. I know people are like, oh, she's like the worst character. She's 4-star level. That's it. Her kit seems unloved and badly kept, but she's not the worst character in the game. No, I rotate this. I raise this up once. And then... What? Oh. Shit. I raise this up again. I mean, I like the fact that they've done different kind of puzzle. Go on, Michelle, what is your professional analysis of that situation and what your opinion is of who is in the wrong? I didn't mean to do it. Fuck her up! Oh. There's the zone.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side.
Why? The door was open.
I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
So I cannot see you.
Your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run. Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already.
Are they in a box?
I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory?
That's a good one to lose it and then done
Let
far
us
worse.
draw our weapons. We will show them the true power.
My analysis was once he sucker punches you, if you're able to avoid it, you then push them away and tell them to fuck off again, or you'll have to do something instead of assaulting them. Since people don't seem to understand what self-defense is. But hey, that's called not being in America. They're not handled correctly, but it's within expectations of school. I mean, I think SG isn't from England either. I could be wrong. I think he's from America. I could be wrong. Either way, no, that's not self-defense. It just becomes assault as soon as you hit him again. You smash someone's head into a concrete floor? No, you've just assaulted someone in a very dangerous situation when they punched you.
They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory.
Self-defense is stopping a fight and not winning a fight. I think that's the best way you could possibly look at anything ever. And I should put that on a signed shirt. Anyway, we're going to fight some random people now.
Charge! Eliminate them!
No, I'm on cooldown. Hold on. This isn't fair.
Don't think that you've won. You're just getting started.
I didn't. We'll meet again. Sorry, I just need to... Oh, okay. Hold on, excuse me. Stop what? I don't know what you're talking about.
This is where we prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
Dehya. What's wrong with that song?
Where do you think you're going?
Goodbye. But
We'll meet again. They are saying we'll meet again. It's not my fault. That's just the song.
Finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
There's no need to fear, and no need to back down. This is our last stand.
Dude's like, yeah, I
Next
know.
wave comes, try to draw away their attacks.
No, I'll
I'm
just...
going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Why you want? We're fine. Oh, have our team come back?
Get out of my way!
Oh yeah. Also, here's my review of this story. It was good until it wasn't.
So they've broken through the front as well.
It was good until they broke character, and by that I mean had stupid morals.
They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
Kick his shit in. Kick him in. Hello, friend.
So, it would seem like this is the end.
We could take out the high platform still if we want.
Everything you've done, Mitchell.
You think I would
Michelle.
give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Okay, bye.
Hey, wait!
Hey, don't move. We'll stop you. Come back. But stop. At least they're moving. We weren't. Who just fell? Oh.
We were too late.
What even happened?
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
No, I totally did betray them. What was that?
Get you all back up here right away.
It also then cut. That was only silly line. Why is that in the game? I love when the story goes, my ancestors died here, so I must as well. You don't need to die. To explain my issue is, these people that we're with right now, these mercenaries, have done crimes, hurt innocent people for revenge, right? It's a revenge story. They've done crimes. First of all, Dehya goes, we need to stop these people because they've done crimes. And the second they go, yeah, we know we've done bad things, but it's because these people are doing worse things. Dehya goes, well...
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are...
Dehya goes, well, I guess we'll attack those people instead then. So we are helping bad people by doing worse things. Noise clip. These people are bad, but we're doing worse. These people are bad, but there are worse people, so it's okay. We can rationalize it. Does this go up with the elevator? No. I don't think anything goes up with the stuff though, does it? Nah.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
Sorry? Always?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have?
Nice one.
Catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after?
You could ask.
Have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
Who is this guy?
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here.
Then why are you chatting shit? You're chatting so much shit.
Why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His
What?
life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering.
Okay, that's like for every single person
Where's
on the planet.
records room? Answer me.
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
Show the message.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down?
Yeah.
Kusela?
Just so confused.
Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about.
Oh yeah, the guy with a limp.
He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room.
To take a shit?
Possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
What is squengers? Squengers? Squengers. Is that the one we're going with? What was the question? That was a word, alright. Dearest Magic 8 Ball, I'm stroking your balls. Okay. Is Roxanne Wolf truly squengers? Stuck. Is Roxanne Wolf truly squengers? Ask again. Is Roxanne Wolf truly squengers? I think I know why it's not working. Most definitely. That's what I'm saying. Whatever that means. I may have seen my camera while I was walking back. So just please include me walking to put it away. Oh, that's silly.
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but
Why shake about being so weird?
No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Murder them for no reason. Old man Zhongli got the B-hops. Oh, hello. Hello? Oh, that's the guy that came in. Okay. Is he gonna be dead? He's not breathing. I fucking missed him.
Crumble.
There. We'll just bury him. You don't need to see where his body is. Oh, hello. The dad's just in here chilling. He wasn't hurt by the fire.
This was his final destination.
Da, da, da.
He'd do it. Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here.
Still want to know how that old guy died.
Dehya.
The sand will take me.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Okay. The flipper flap.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Hey, his hand's still on it. Dehya, here's your dad.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
My dad had metal balls. Maybe they're still here. Never mind. Animated cutscene. It's his beating stick. It's a weapon. Did no one think to check the cane?
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
I felt like it's not a toy.
The dragon is no more. For Princess Dehya
Look at little Dehya.
Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all.
No.
Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech.
Little Dehya is fun.
Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
He's just trying to have fun with his daughter. Shame she hated him. Yeah, you know that dad you hated? Remember that? Remember how he's a nice guy? Remember that you hated him? Remember that he's dead probably because of you? Yeah, you know how you hated him?
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Again, the whole story was you hating him, but, you know, it's whatever. That was sweet. The whole story was shared with the Core 30, which would finally join the investigation in the name of restoring order. The members of Distract's Relics were brought to justice, and the members of Dakar...
What's this?
I don't know, we blacked out, and now we're here. It's all on Paimon's tab.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come
Oh, quite hard to come by.
So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
God, that was... It got higher and higher pitched as the line went on. Let me just... I may have seen my camera while I was walking back. I didn't. Oh, I'm covering it! Wait, I'm stupid. There I am. Why didn't you include any of the reason why I got up? You didn't. Why didn't you include his rucksack wolf swingers, shaking it, going, I agree, and then doing that? Why just this? It's better without the context. I suppose so. Oh. Don't know why I got angry. She really spends her allowance on other people. It's really my treat, but you get the point.
Hey, this way you get something from the both of us for the price of one.
What?
Anyway, Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Junior Azad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings.
That looks like human flesh.
Previous adventures. But when
I don't know what that look. I don't. Whatever.
Those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me.
Friendship.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world.
Maybe the
Perhaps
canon
to us,
relationship there's
it's
a
the
new
most
idea living with
worthless thing
Dunya
of all.
Zad.
Idrisi and the others
That's
all
it.
used
That's
to
the
say
one.
that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different?
I don't know, you
Despite all my
jumped on that.
promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth and nearly even shed tears for his sake.
Yeah, because he treated you nicely, but you just hated him.
All of us.
No, just you. You should never question your true feelings.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You should question your true feelings. It makes sense.
Are all of you all right?
No, I don't understand the moral of our adventure at all.
There she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Core of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad.
Oh yeah, do you want
All
to
I
play
can do
Overwatch
now
when the
is
story's over?
wait for their verdict.
Because I'm pretty certain this is the end.
You're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
Dad's dead. Instead of it. Dune's up against to cry.
Sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing
What is
finally
this?
showing me the difference between illusion and reality.
I would never touch anything that looks like this. This looks revolting. Lasagna with green.
My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father.
I will pay you to work for me.
Character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
It's always fun.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
New mail. Oh yeah, I claimed to drop. Okay. Now we go over here. So tomorrow, I believe, is when Windbloom is fully out. So I might stream this game tomorrow in that case. And actually do Windbloom, because I believe Windbloom Day 7 is tomorrow. That's what websites are telling me anyway. Wait, I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Wait, which way am I meant to go? The line is going both ways. This way. Nahida? I bet you're thinking of something weird.
It seems like freebies can really cause conflicts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
I'm being sold by a 12-year-old.
There you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue?
Oh.
You can still talk?
Wait! Why'd you bite your tongue if you were doing nothing wrong? I don't get it. I don't get it. If you weren't that bad, if the whole point is that you weren't that bad, then why the fuck did you bite your tongue off, nearly? And if you knew... Oh, whatever. Whatever.
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all to a fight?
This is silly,
I
though.
just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer.
We stand by what we do. We're doing the right thing. We're fighting people, but we'll turn ourselves in and go to prison.
I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same.
Sorry, you said hoovering. Yeah, it was right the second time. You said hovering the first time. Vacuum isn't what you call it in England. But yeah.
One of the injured members gave this box to me and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the Corps could get their hands.
Why did no one else give it?
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truth.
I need to change my subscriber count back to 0 out of 10 instead of 0 out of 25 because now it just seems like I'm expecting a lot.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
We didn't pick it up.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any
Oh, I
money
forget
was
because we're
spend
not physically
money
able to
drinking.
hold things in this game.
But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh, it kind of stinks.
It's dead. It's been around for a while.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
Michael, thanks for the free money, you idiot. Now you're poor. Thank you. That needs to be changed though. It scared you. How'd that scare you? It wasn't even that loud. It should be turned up louder. I'm still remembering when I got raided and then they gifted subs and just the amount of times that fucker slammed.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart.
He pissed on
It
it.
was against the academia's
The
rules
P
to
book.
possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important to him.
Michael, can you change it to out of 10 please instead of out of 25?
Snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
Well, I'll do it after,
Even
but
when
I
was a
still
child,
don't know how to
I
do
was
it.
never a fan of these
I don't
kinds
know
of
where it's
snacks.
stored.
He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did.
Oh, what a dad
Leave
moment.
snacks
Am I
in the
right,
house
guys? That's what
anyway.
dads do, right, guys?
Isn't
I
that just
think.
common sense?
Yeah?
Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons,
Razor
some round
keyboard.
iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here?
Now release a Dehya skin with her wearing a scarf and someone's hair clip, because that would be silly, but it would also be quite sweet. You can make so many outfits in this game, I'm just saying. You don't have to release one every 5 patches and then make it really expensive or so that. Just release little things like this. You've beaten the story, you get this outfit. People would love that. People would love having different costumes for people. Make this whole game have everyone have 12 alternate outfits. Make a Smash out of this game. Make Smash Bros with Genshin. And all the alternate costumes, the 8 costumes, are all different outfits. You can pay me later.
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I am too with this angle.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there.
Now find something
1,
important.
No, 2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Probably not, but there's probably a note with it that will say something important about the stuff.
There's something in the bottle.
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom
No
part's all
way.
damaged from moisture.
What?
Though.
That's
So the writing
crazy.
means much.
That's
I was
crazy.
suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me?
Genshin on their cliche shit.
It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse.
Dehya.
Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun.
Dehya, how are you reading like that?
I don't have many days left.
Doesn't sound like you at
If
all.
you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute.
Rude.
It's probably...
Became really ugly.
He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that... I was never your father to begin with.
Okay.
Wait, what?
That's...
Surely
Why?
he must be joking.
Why are they putting this at the end? Is there more to the event? Why have they put this at the end?
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you.
This
You
girl?
were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
Yeah, it really sounds like it. With this voice note.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice.
Why?
I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I
Oh.
suddenly wanted to play at being a father.
Okay.
At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle.
This is a really small note, by the way, but there was a lot of words on it.
Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's sweet.
That's the end of the letter.
She still hated him for some reason, but
He was
that's
still
sweet.
thinking of me as a little child.
That's... Yeah, I mean, remembered you very positively, though.
I suppose. Or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up
That's
finding
fun.
leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
Don't want to see efforts contest. Don't want you to stop going forward.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
that's very sweet, actually.
Life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
Oh, that's a really good end. Oh, that was quite good. I still think the whole moral dilemma thing that they went with made no sense. As in, like, okay, they could have done it differently. Where, first of all, I don't get why she hated her dad all these years. What, and never gave the benefit of the doubt whatsoever. Whatever, that doesn't matter. When we found the Eremites and we beat them up, and then she went, I'll help you. I'll do it. It wasn't, I'm gonna help you take these guys down, but you guys need to turn yourself in. They made it sound like they did that on their own choice. They all sounded completely rational and like normal people, but then went, I want revenge. Which was just kind of odd. I'll fight the snake while I talk about this, I guess. The end was very sweet, though. That was a really good end. I probably feel it more personally than I would have otherwise. Just because dad stuff. I don't know. But the end was really nice. I would like a part 2 to it. I would like it if she found some stuff out about her actual parents. I would like it as well that they're not just good people. I want her parents to be shit people.
No, my sword. Ring cutter. Huh?
That's what I want. I wouldn't mind an end part to it all. But I liked it overall. I think that was definitely one of the much better story quests. Again, still had my big issues with it, but compared to the story quests that they've been given recently, that was a lot better.
Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Hup. Witness the and step. Break a leg. Time for a light show.
Oh, they're gonna do the vortex attack. I hate this attack because it's just me sitting and watching.
Solidify.
No, that was a good story quest. I enjoyed that.